Welcome to another week of Project Life videos with Two Peas in a Bucket. I'm Marcy Penner, and I am going to be going through a current week with you. Well, I'm behind, so it's not super current, but current enough for me. Okay, so I printed out my photos, and I'm just going to line them up. I think they're somewhat in order. I had my photos planned out when I printed them, so that where I'm placing things isn't too much of a shock. Okay, so I'm going to start. I pulled a couple things. My challenge for you this week is to use frames. There's a lot of new frames in the shop. My personal favorite is the Crate Pier frames, and there's the Freckled Fawnwood Veneer frames, and this frame and this little one are from the Pier pack. And I love them all, so I'm going to try to find some places where I can implement them on these pages. So I'm thinking, okay, I know this one is going to fit nicely in a 3x4 pocket. My problem is that I don't know if I have any, I don't have any photos that size, and if I place it over one of my square cropped photos, I have a spot. Now if I were really on the ball, I would have planned that out when I was printing, but I didn't at that time know what I wanted to use it for. So, okay, so I think I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to try to come up with something for that empty spot. And this one I want to use somewhere on there. I may trim my photo off, I may not. And then I also have a Love die cut from the shop, and I have a few more that are being, or that were released this month. So I'm going to put those on a few places. And I have a few ampersand and a 2. I usually put something like that when I have two kids on a on a photo. So I grabbed a pile of things ahead of time, and I may use them, I may not. This is from the Hipster line. It's little stamps, they're actually adhesive on the back, but the TV one, I thought I could use that, and a house. And I'm not sure about this journaling card. It doesn't really have a color that goes with anything. And this is a little evidence card from the Ellie Studio paper. So I'm just going to lay some stuff on where I think maybe they would work, and then I'm going to go from there. Funny stuff. Some of the fun rad badges might work with that one, or that fun badge from October Afternoon. That I obviously won't use the whole thing. This is a card from October Afternoon's Miscellany pack. And a metal heart, tag, say cheese, you made me smile when. Okay, so this is a good start, I think. Okay, I'm going to start with this. And what I did was I went through my paper, and it's sorted by manufacturer, and I started with American Crafts and just grabbed colors I liked. Really no rhyme or reason, no matching. I think I made it up to Crate, and then I stopped. So, and then I also have a pile of papers from my last Two Peas orders. So a lot of October Afternoon Travel Girl. So I'm going to stick to pretty much what's ever in here. Whatever it is, I'm sure I can make it work. Okay, so I'm just going to start trimming some papers. in somewhere. I'm going to stick this one here. I like the chevrons are kind of pointing down at my picture. You probably won't end up seeing too much of them, and I'm going to use this one, I think, up there. This is the, I would say it's a bamboo print from Amy Tangerine, Yes Dear, which I love. I think it's a good twist on the wood grain. So I'm going to try that one there. I have a lot of full 4x6 spots this month, which makes it a little easier for embellishing. Okay, so I have this. This is so awesome that I like. I think maybe I'm going to see, okay, I really liked this with the arrow, but I'm maybe going to take that off. I may change my mind again. I'm going to cut this out and see if I like that. If not, I can use this. Is so awesome on a lot of projects. So, but I'm going to try it in that spot and see if I like it. It won't leave me a lot of room for journaling, whereas I could have journaled on that arrow. But I like how bright that is, so I think I'm going to leave that. Okay, so I really, really, really would love to use this Too Funny card. My boys are dressed up as the Duck Dynasty guys. We went down and actually saw Duck Commander when we were south in March, so they're a little bit obsessed. But I don't think I'm going to be able to fit that whole card on there, and I don't want to cut it off because I think it's too cute of a card to do that to. So I'm going to try, see, none of these are really, oh, maybe I could do banners coming down off the top. And then maybe this rad, although that's a lot of text. I may change that out for something else, just so it's not text, but we'll see. Okay, I'll leave that for now. Okay, and I'm going to continue on with my papers. I think I'm going to use this heart with the one where we're hanging out in the living room. So I will trim that off. I like that blue and yellow together, so this might work out all right. Okay, and for this one, move that out of the way. I had this empty space down the side, so I'm going to use this journaling card, I'm pretty sure. I have issues with using too many die cuts of the same paper, so I'm going to use either the 2 or the ampersand. On the pages on this side of the page protector can have taller items sticking out because the cut is on this side. On this side I would have to either slice my page protector or hide it like in something. But this one could go over top, but then I don't want to use this one because they're too similar. So I may use that one there. I may spray it with mist. I'm not sure. Okay, and the Say Cheese, and I don't know if I'll use this. Probably not. It's looking a little full already. Okay, so I'm going to just take a piece of this paper and trim it down. I usually would do this on a scrap, but I don't have a scrap out right now. And my daughter stole my glue. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. Okay, I was organizing my Amy 10 woodblock letter stamps, and my son spelled out a little message for me, which I thought was cute, so I'll keep that. Okay, and I will have to trim the side of that yet, and I'll sew around that, but I'll leave that for now. And so because I have most everything done, I'm just going to lightly tack things down. I can easily move them again if I want to. This one I might actually take off that. I'm going to snip this band off totally, because otherwise I'm going to be on top of my photo anyway, which would be a great place for journaling in that little spot, but it will just not work out this time. So I'm going to see if I can back that. I'm going to have to find a solid for that, but I'll back that. Now this one I was just going to leave like this, but I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to want to cut my photo out anyway. So I'm going to glue this on, and then I'm going to cut my photo. It's not quite straight, but straight enough. Again, if I would have really pre-planned, I could have just printed this photo as a square, but as I'm printing, I'm just worrying about filling up spots and not exactly the shape that it will be if it pertains to an embellishment or not, or whatever. Okay, so we're going to do this, and I'll journal about our evening walks, I think. And this one's just going to go in the spot to journal in. There, and I'll do my journaling on here. I think I'll include an arrow pointing to that, so that you know the journaling pertains to this and not this. That one can be alone. Okay, I know there's adhesive on the back of this little stamp, but just in case I do want to move it later, I'm going to just use my normal adhesive. Okay, this is going to be a little tight. Okay, so my plan was to do this at the bottom, but I cover a lot of my photo there. I have a lot of empty space here, so I'm going to move this to the bottom, and then when I use this on the top, it's not covering anything important. Okay, and then we'll put the house on there. Okay, so the challenge of being the frames, I have the frame here, and I want to use one more. So I'm going to, I think, probably just put this on pattern paper and maybe type. Okay, so let's see, okay, if anything works. So that is actually nice. Okay, I like this gray with the blue dots. So I'm going to take that one. The Travel Girl 8x8 paper pads are double-sided, so that's kind of cool. Okay, I could trim this out with the trimmer, but I'm just going to eyeball a little piece. About that tall. Oof, that is not a great cutting job. Okay, sorry. Alright, so I'm going to just glue a little bit to the top, and then it should fit in there nicely. Okay, I'm going to want a different color behind the remember. So either I'll just move it up. No, I'm going to cut that off. Okay. I find if I'm backing something that has cut out letters, I always like it way better if it's a solid or really, really tiny print, because I can never seem to see the letters if I use a pattern behind things like that. Okay, and I think I'm going to do some typed little flags to layer over here. Okay, I'm going to use an arrow here and probably a label, I think, just to tuck some journaling down the side. Oops. Okay, finicky. Okay, and for this one with, yes, we were still having snow in May. Okay, this whole card is going to block too much, so I think I just want to use the ice cold. I actually don't remember if it was cold that day. I'm sure it probably wasn't, but I mean, it looks cold, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, So I'm not sure where I want things. I think I like that. Okay, I thought I would be having it down the side, but I like this, so I think I'll just stick with it. Okay. The little blue label is from the Basic Gray pack. It says my favorite season, which winter is not, and I'll mention that on there, because at this point in the year we for sure should have been enjoying some warmer weather, but you know Canada. Okay. Glue these guys down as well. Okay, he doesn't really show up at all, and I think even if I would back him with a paper, well, that might work. Okay, I'm going to leave him for now. And him for now, and him. Okay, I need a background paper for that guy. Okay, so I have this paper as well. I don't want to use it with this because it's too similar, but I think I'll use it for that pocket. So, trimming again. I would love to have all this trimmed beforehand from you guys, but just didn't work out that way, so. Okay, and I'm going to use either the Now or Today. I don't know if it really matters which one. Let's go with the Now. Okay. And let's see, I wanted to use one of these circles from the Travel Girl garland somewhere, just because they were on top of my pile and staring at me, and they're so cute, but... Oh, I think I'm going to use one of these flags to go with those flags there, because it won't have text, and having like so many things with text bugs me for some reason. I'm opening these for the first time. They're really cute. Surprised. Oh, I love October afternoon, so that is pretty normal for me to love what they're putting out. Okay, so I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to go with that. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, I don't need the toothpick, so if I can't slide it off, which the other one slid off, but this one apparently does not. Okay, so we'll just trim that off, and I'm going to stick that down in the corner, and then layer the other one kind of on top of it a little bit, and then I'm going to add the brad only later because I'm going to sew through it, and the brad will be in the way if I do, but I'll sew through that and curl them up. So that one is done. Okay, and paper for this guy. Okay, I kind of like this blue one. Has nothing to do with travel, so I won't use the top part. I'll just use the bottom part and trim off a 4x6 piece. Okay, and I like the AM and PM stuff, so instead of my photo here, I'm going to move it to the right, which kind of makes this arrow point in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Okay, back to this one. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray a couple of these die cuts, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was spraying my die cuts with my mists, I went while I was drying and did a bit of my journaling. So I'm going to continue on from there. I dug up a badge that I think I want to stick in there. It's a See the World badge from October afternoon. And I added my journaling here to a big tag. And I'm going to put that one pointing to my journaling, and I want to do something with this one. It's not really working for me, so I'm going to put this strip from the bottom of an Amy Tangerine paper, and I'm going to layer some washi on there just to add a little extra dimension. And I think I'm going to go with the same chevrons I have. This one is from My Mind's Eye, the teal chevrons. Now I'll probably have to curl these up to do it, but okay, I'll just overlap it a bit onto paper. That's good, and this, I think I grabbed this glitter paper, and so I think I want to add that behind my my arrow, and I think I'm also going to add it behind the text on that Polaroid, so we'll see. I'm going to attempt anyway, so I'll just glue it on and cut around it as best I can. Sew through that as well. And none of this is glued down yet. These are things that I normally would hoard big time because they're so adorable, these frames, but I'm trying to convince myself to use things before I fall in love with something else and forget about it and wish I hadn't saved it or something, so. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to sew through that way, so whoops, so I'm safe putting this on, I think. Okay. And last, I had this. I did my journaling, and I don't think this is going to fit now, so I'm going to leave this out, but I think the two still will. I just used my Studio Calico mists and sprayed these in an old cardboard box and let them dry. So I'll sew that across, and I think most everything is good. So I'm going to sew this down and add a few enamel dots and probably some of these basic gray stars, I think. I pulled some of these little embellishments out. So I'm going to sew things down, and I will come back and finish up. Okay, so everything is sewn on. I sewed right through the veneer and the wooden frame. I backed that with the glitter that I forgot, and I needed a tag for here, so I didn't want the bird, so I'm just going to cut him off, but I'm going to add that to the bottom. And because my sewing machine has already been tucked away, I'm just going to use my tiny attacher and put that one on. And the best part for me is that when I was all done, I realized the little Brad had a mustache on, which I thought was perfect. So this is my spread for this week. Some weeks they come together really easily. Other weeks they don't. This one was definitely one of the latter ones. But it's done. Oh, except for to go with the silver glitter I used, I wanted to add a little silver star to my house. So there, now it's done. Yep, so your challenge this week is to use frames on your project, and I can't wait to see what you post in the gallery. Thanks for watching.